Coming up, empty shelves at Norman Food Banks, already feeling the pinch as the SNAP deadline looms. We have team coverage. And a new Norman City Council member is appointed. Why some local residents say they're upset.
And a cold front has swept across the state, bringing us some cooler temperatures. We have some frost advisories and some freeze warnings. I'll have the rest of those details. This is OU Nightly.
Funding for SNAP benefits set to end at the end of the week, leaving millions of Americans who depend on food assistance scared for what's next. Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Bryn Mead.
And I'm Clay Webster. Local food banks are already feeling the impact. OU Nightly reporter Julia Roberts is live at Mission Norman, which is struggling to keep their shelves full. Julia?
Bryn, Clay, it's quiet here now as the pantry closed at 2 p.m. But every day of the week, people have been coming here and looking for help with food assistance. The pantry even had to close 30 minutes early yesterday in efforts to save food for the rest of the week. The assistant director is saying that she's seeing more people come earlier than usual.
8 o'clock, and that's the earliest I've seen them. And some of them are just sit out and they'll just wait until the time.
People are lining up hours before Mission Norman opens their doors. They're worried about how they're going to provide for themselves or their family.
I've talked to several families. They have told me personally that their benefits were cut. They don't know how they're going to eat, so they came here early into several other pantries that we have in the city.
Nearly 700,000 people in Oklahoma uses the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP.
Due to my recent hardships and from losing employment a few weeks ago, and then also now there wasn't much notice that we would not be receiving SNAP, so I just don't have the funds. I'm not prepared for it.
With SNAP benefits set to possibly end soon, people are scared, worrying about single parents and the elderly.
A lot of the older population it's affecting, as well as the young population. It's affecting me. I'm a food stamp holder. I'm a single mother with kids.
I look through everyone's eyes, even people like, I'm a single mother, but I know there's people out there that are just a single person living on their own or an elderly person. I have multiple elderly neighbors, and they're not prepared for this, and they can't even leave their homes to go to food banks.
Katara says she's never seen the shelves this empty.
Just shows you what's going on, how serious it really is, because these shelves were never this empty. There was a little girl and her mom standing outside the door, and it broke my heart.
And Mission Norman just wants the community to come together and help each other. And Governor Stitt is also calling on Oklahomans to come together and help each other during what could be tough times ahead. OU Nightly Emma McAndrews is live at the Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma on more of what he had to say.
Julia, Oklahomans will be depending on food from places like the Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma if the government shutdown continues. Stacey Dykstra, CEO of the Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma, says there has already been a 37% increase of those looking for assistance. Today in a press conference with Governor Kevin Stitt, he says as of November 1st, the shortage of funds from the federal government will be $205 million. And if it continues through December, that total will be $350 million. However, Stitt says that they have been planning for this scenario.
While we're continuing to push D.C. for action, we're also mobilizing and working to make sure that Oklahomans can weather this storm. We're talking to all of our state agencies, our federal delegation. We've been in constant contact with them. The legislature here in the state of Oklahoma. We've talked to our churches, nonprofits. However, if we use state funds, whether that be from our rainy day fund or from other sources, the federal government has said they're not going to reimburse us. We're working with our legislature to understand all the options that we have as a state, if this continues for any period of time, to take care of our fellow Oklahomans. That's the main thing that we want to do.
says it's time for Oklahomans to step up and help their fellow Oklahomans through shopping locally and by donating to food pantries. Now, if you are in need of food assistance, you can go to beaneighbor.org for a list of resources in Oklahoma. Bryn, Clay, back to y'all in the studio.
Thanks, Emma. Well, I know walking around campus today, we've really been feeling those wind gusts around Norman.
I know that's right, Clay. Parker, can you tell us how long these windy weather conditions are going to continue?
Yeah, guys, it was pretty windy today. I was blowing across the campus here today for sure, but we have a little bit of warmer temperatures right now, but we do have student meteorologist Willie Gillespie out on the South Oval. And so, Willie, what is it feeling like out there right now?
Yeah, Parker, I can confirm it is indeed windy. We're out here in it. The wind is indeed sweeping down the plains. And it's just awesome. You get these powerhouse cold fronts in the fall, unlocks that cold air from the northwest, and then you have clear skies today. That really allows the jet stream to mix down to the surface, and that's why you get days like this. You know, we've been setting up this tripod. It started blowing over. It's just coming right down the South Oval, right out of the north. So you get 30, 40 mile per hour wind gusts today. It's going to start to back off. Tonight, we get some cooler weather. Parker, how cold is it going to get tonight?
Yeah, Willie, it's going to definitely get pretty cold. Now, later today, later in the show, I'll have those frost and freeze warnings that we have across the state. Those cold, gusty winds, how they're going to continue and taper off a little bit, and a little bit on your update on Hurricane Melissa. But guys, I'll send it back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Parker. Well, the Federal Reserve has made its second interest cut of the year. Elle Gedman has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
But I took a Define and Power. But I can't take a knee because I'm. Almost killed me. Where are you guys?
Words that set stocks lower.
Didn't take her mic.
Toes.
The Federal Reserve cut its interest rate today by 1/4 point. But it's what the Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said afterwards that sent stocks lower. Markets were hoping for another cut in December, but Powell said that cut is not a foregone conclusion. The Federal Reserve rate has a big impact on consumer interest rates for credit cards, cars, and home loans. And 2 suspects in the recent Louvre heist have admitted to partial involvement. The pair in custody are suspected of using power tools to enter the gallery and steal some of the French crown jewels. $102 million worth of items were taken in the heist. The jewels have not been recovered yet, and the gang may be bigger than the 4 people caught on camera. And a former Illinois sheriff's deputy has been found guilty in the 2024 death of Sonia Massey. Sean Grayson will face 4 to 20 years in prison on the conviction of second-degree murder. Massey was killed in July 2024 after she called 911 about a possible prowler outside of her home. Grayson shot Massey 3 times, saying in the report that he feared bodily harm because she was holding a pot of boiling water. And the White House has fired the entire U.S. Commission of Fine Arts, which is the independent federal agency that advises Congress on design plans for monuments, memorials, coins, and federal buildings.
Apologies for those technical difficulties. Farmers in a neighboring state are struggling to cope with the effects of the government shutdown. Find out the reasons why and what they have to say.
And an update on Hurricane Melissa. Learn just how devastating the storm has been for several Caribbean countries, coming up next.
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over.
Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver. And we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
We said we'd never give in to a meltdown. Mariella.
Never leave the house looking, well, and never let them out of our sight. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock.
And with SNAP benefits suspending Saturday, shelters are worried about how it could affect family pets. Abigail Nickel has that and more in today's Earth Report. Abigail.
Bryn, families could lose access to food assistance starting Saturday as a result of the federal government shutdown. And it's not just people who could feel the impact.
Those economic difficulties do take an effect on pet ownership and whether or not people are able to give proper care to their pets and whether or not they have to give them up.
Shelter leaders say the loss of SNAP benefits could lead to more pets being surrendered as families make difficult choices. 29 days into the shutdown, farmers are feeling the effect. In Arkansas, a family-run farm called Helms Dairy says it's hard to keep up.
Rising cost of everything, it just interest rates, parts, labor, just all snowballed.
Helms says if farmers across the state face bankruptcy, it could signal the end of more family farms, not just in Arkansas, but across the country. Jamaica, Cuba, and now Haiti are feeling the effects of Hurricane Melissa. As of this afternoon, Melissa's death toll is about 30 people across the three countries. Melissa hit Jamaica as a Category 5 before weakening to a Category 3 in Cuba. Although not in direct path, Haiti has been affected as well. Our OU Nightly weather team is continuing to track this hurricane. More on that later. Bryn, Clay.
Well, following a shakeup in the Norman City Council, a new council member has been sworn in. OU Nightly's Jack Hancock introduces us to the new official.
Robert Bruce, I declare you duly sworn and seated as council member for Ward 3 of the City of Norman.
An empty seat, now filled. Robert Bruce sworn in as the Norman Ward 3 City Council member. Council approved Bruce's nomination 7-1, but not everyone at the council meeting applauded Bruce's appointment. Opponents wanted an election to fill the vacant seat.
I don't think that the process worked correctly. I don't think it worked at all, and I think I would prefer, as an active member of Ward 3, to leave that seat open.
The Ward 3 seat has been vacant for over a month following the resignation of Councilwoman Bree Montoya. Bruce, a retired Air Force commander, will now serve the remainder of her term, and he has said that he will run for the position in February.
I spent 40 years of my life in service at the federal level. It was hard to walk away from that, retiring out as I retired as a military officer and then retired out as a civilian.
Now, he's ready to serve at the local level.
I'm very grateful to have an opportunity to serve again.
Opponents of Bruce's appointment vow they'll be watching him closely.
And if we don't like him, we'll put him out. Just let him try.
Reporting from City Hall, Jack Hancock, OU Nightly.
Thanks, Jack. For continued coverage of the Norman City Council, you can follow @OU Nightly on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Yes, and tonight, bring your family and friends along for an annual tradition hosted by OU Greek Life.
And most definitely do not forget to bring your costume. Details coming up.
And I'll have the rest of Hurricane Melissa's track and what we can expect with those gusty winds and temperatures coming up after the break.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
And welcome back to OU Nightly. I do have a little bit of an update for your Hurricane Melissa track here. It has already crossed through much of Cuba right now, but it's sitting at a Category 1 right now, but we do expect it to kind of increase to about a Category 2 as it continues to move off to the northeast. It's not expected to make any landfall in terms of the eastern seaboard of the U.S., so that is good, but otherwise, though, the impacts have been felt across Jamaica, Haiti, and Cuba for sure. Now, bringing it back here to Oklahoma here, looking at our weather center cam, we do have Jenkins and Highway 9 looking pretty clear right now. Temperature-wise, we're up into those low 60s, 59 here in Norman, and those gusty winds have been sticking around here. We've definitely been feeling it. I imagine you guys have for sure. And looking across the state, those gusts have come down a little bit, but they're still pretty gusty. We're up into the low 30s here in Norman, and that's going to kind of continue, but taper off. So let me kind of show you how this is going to kind of play out. Tonight, of course, we're going to see those wind gusts up into those mid-20s, but as we kind of head into your tonight and into your tomorrow morning, we'll see those gusts kind of now back up into the teens, rather, and then those will kind of continue around for much of your Thursday, and those will begin to slowly really taper off as we head into your Friday. So not expecting a lot of gusty winds. Thank goodness I've been blown across campus, that's for sure, but otherwise keep that in mind. Now, despite that, though, we do have a frost advisory here in Norman until about 8 in the morning, and then we do have some freeze warnings out across much of the western part of the state. And so let me go and show you why that's kind of happening. Right now, our upper airstream, we have this big trough that's been kind of digging in across much of the southeast, and that's been bringing in those northerly winds, those cooler temperatures, so we've been feeling it, that's for sure. But the upper airstream is going to kind of start to get a little more stagnant, and it's going to prevent us from being as cold, but we're still be a little bit cooler, that's for sure. We're going to see those temperatures up into the low 60s and kind of mid 60s. So we're going to kind of just see that over the next few days. So keep that in mind. So not as cold though, but a little cool for sure. Tonight, though, we'll see some temperatures into your mid-30s here into Norman, and then you head into your 7 days, though. Look at this, folks. We got some temperatures again. We're going to be kind of sticking around those mid-60s and low 60s, but then as we kind of head into your Tuesday and into your Wednesday, we'll do see some temperatures up into those 70s. So we're going to actually see some fall-like temperatures, but for now, we're going to be kind of seeing some winter-like temperatures. So that'll be a little bit better. I know we want some fall temperatures, but we've been getting some winter-like temperatures for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, as much as it excites me to wear those longer sleeves this season, I mean, it was definitely a shock today with the wind.
Definitely for sure. Yep.
Yeah. Well, if you're looking for a way to kick off Halloween weekend, OU fraternity and sorority programs is hosting their annual Trick or Greek tonight at 5:30. In addition to trick or treating, there will be food trucks and a fall festival in the South Greek area on Delta Street. Halloween is right around the corner, but so is basketball, as both Sooner teams start their regular season.
And one of OU's men's basketball players has been named to an award watch list, Find out who coming up.
On top of that, hear about what the nation's top-ranked freshman women's player is doing. I'll have all this and more coming up next in sports.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
All right, look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs. We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Hello, I'm Dalton Davis, and it's time for sports. Xavier Robertson had a career game against Ole Miss, having the longest rushing touchdown of his OU career and for Oklahoma since 2021. Ben Arbuckle hopes this ignites the whole Sooner team.
I thought he gave a real spark to the entire team, to the entire stadium. Just being tough to tackle, being physical, being violent, just the way that he has been running consistently, physically, running through trash, breaking arm tackles, and being tough to take down. It's awesome. It's the player that he is. He's big, he's strong. Y'all saw he's pretty fast too. He's talented. And so I'm excited to keep on getting X going.
Euro stepping into basketball, Sooner sophomore Deron Reed has been named to the Julius Erving Award watch list. This award recognizes the top D1 small forwards. Jalon Moore was a finalist for the award last season, and Porter Moser is asking for help from the fans.
In this league, to be the best of the best and to go in where we got to go, we need your help to be wherever we're going. I think the fans are going to love this team. I think they're going to see how hard they work, how together they are, and we've got to sell out that arena night in and night out. I like our blend. I like how we've come together so far, but we're definitely ready to get going and start playing some different competition where it matters.
The 6th-ranked OU women's basketball team take the floor for the first time this season as the Sooners host Oklahoma Christian tonight at 6. This is their highest preseason ranking since 2009, and Jeannie Baranchek is ready to see the nation's top-ranked freshman Aaliyah Chavez in action.
I've seen people that really like the game and really love the game. She loves the game. Like, she really every day it's a performance for her. And even on the not good days, if she doesn't shoot the ball well or if she turned it over or something like that, she still finds a way to see really good things in other people.
The Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Sacramento Kings on Tuesday. OKC is now 5-0 on the season and are the Kings in the West. The Sacramento Kings had the lead late into the 4th, and the Thunder went on a roll. Just look at this clip coming up. Shea just goes down the lane, shrugs off his defender like student loan reminders. He had a game high of 31. Lou Dort drills a 3 in Westbrook's face, still chasing that ring, I guess. And then the Thunder take the lead, and the reigning champs go on to win 107-101. Clay, Bryn.
Thanks, Dalton. And coming up, if you think you're a pumpkin carving pro, wait till you see this.
Find out how one Illinois farmer is squashing the competition, all while practicing a Halloween tradition with his pumpkin-credible carvings.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Did you know that trash, like plastic bottles and fast food wrappers, can carry germs and bacteria? When these items are tossed in the street, they eventually find their way to a river or lake and have a negative impact on aquatic life. Keep our waters clean by putting your trash in the bin. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater. Did you know that items like paint, cleaning solutions, pesticides, solvents, and other chemicals are considered household hazardous waste? These chemicals are dangerous to our environment and water quality when they are dumped in our storm drains or gutters. Fortunately, the City of Norman has a dedicated household hazardous waste facility where you can properly dispose of these items. Call 405-366-5463 to make an appointment. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater. Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here is a water conservation tip you can try. In the bathroom, turn off the water while you brush your teeth. You'll save about 4 gallons per minute. That comes out to about 200 gallons a week for a family of 4. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman.
I'm Megan Howarth at the OU Nightly Update Desk. The Norman Fire Department is working a gas leak at an apartment complex on Vicksburg Avenue near Irving Middle School. According to Norman Fire, around 25 people have been evacuated from the complex. Construction crews hit the gas line with an excavator, according to fire officials. They add that there is no timetable for when Oklahoma Natural Gas will be able to stop the leak. Norman Public Schools confirms to OU Nightly that there is no threat to the school. Bryn, Clay, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Megan. Clay, let's give them pumpkin to talk about. One Illinois farmer, lovingly called Pumpkin Joe Atkins, is a pro pumpkin grower, winning competitions with pumpkins over 2,000 pounds.
But the gargantuan gourd grower doesn't stop there. He's also an expert pumpkin carver. For spooky season, he carves faces like these onto his 1-ton pumpkins, using his competition prize money to hand out candy on Halloween.
Wow. I mean, that's crazy.
You make a lot of pumpkin pie with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I'm pretty pumped up for Halloween, but not too pumped up for these colder temperatures that we've been seeing and these wind gusts. We've definitely been seeing some wind gusts up into the mid-30s here, but those are going to taper off, and we're going to see some lows tonight down into the low and mid-30s, especially kind of across the western portions of the state. But then for your Halloween, you got some cooler temperatures, but we're going to start to see some warm up for your next week. So that'll be something a little bit more fall-like for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Bryn Mead.
And I'm Clay Webster. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.
Water is our most precious resource